Well, Arsalan Iftikhar is an international human rights lawyer, and he joins us via Skype now from Sterling, Virginia. Thanks very much for being with us. First of all, your reaction to this latest move by Saudi Arabia?
Well, Hazim, Saudi Arabia lifting travel restrictions on women from a human rights perspective brings them firmly into the 20th century, while the rest of us live in the 21st century. I think that in the grand scheme of their human rights arena, it's a small monumental shift for women. But again, there's a lot of political repression which is still going on when it comes to political dissidents, women's rights activists, and fake news and propaganda. And so again, I think that this should be taken with a grain of salt.
Well, this decision does come in a time of increased international scrutiny of women's status in Saudi Arabia, with several young women, reports of several young women who fled the country, and that's gotten a lot of global attention. Do you think there's a connection there with the timing of this decision?
Well, I think, if you look at the recent history of Saudi Arabia, just a few months ago in April, they executed 39 political dissidents, 33 of whom were of the Shia minority. Even though Shias only represent 10% of the global Muslim population, they represented 92% of the people who were executed. We obviously still have, the blowback from the aftermath of the assassination of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi, which the CIA themselves publicly said was ordered by Mohammed bin Salman. And so again, even though this is a small step for Saudi women in terms of getting the right to travel freely, in terms of human rights in Saudi Arabia, we have a long, long way to go.
You mentioned there the killing of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi, and initially after that, there was increased scrutiny on Saudi Arabia. But long term, it doesn't seem to have made much of a difference in the way Saudi Arabia behaves, and in the level of business that other countries do with the kingdom. How does that make you feel?
Well, Hazim, the irony is today, on the same day that they announced the lifting of the travel restrictions, Facebook as a company also announced that Saudi Arabia had been operating fake profiles, over 350 fake profiles with 1.4 million followers, touting state propaganda and targeting dissidents. So again, the irony of allowing women to get a passport, which they should have always had the opportunity to do, and then on the other hand, creating fake news and all these profiles like Vladimir Putin, really strikes at the heart of human rights everywhere.
Good to get your perspective on this. Arsalan Iftikhar, thanks for being with us.